one. Okay. When did you know that you were making an album?
I think I knew I was making an album in couple of weeks after East came out, and then we started working on Dancing. And when I was producing Dancing with Sam, I was like thinking about it the day we were recording it and stuff like that. And then I called you at night, and I was like, I think this is gonna be an album because I have a lot to say, and I don't think that it's gonna be able to fit into like little increments and little songs. I think it's gonna have to be said as like a project.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was around then, like probably in September, I guess, early September,
Yeah,
before Dancing was out.
Yeah, it
But
was early
yeah,
September. It was around there. All right, man. Where does most of the inspiration from the record come from?
oh, I guess it kind of mixes with a bunch of artists I was listening to at the time, which was mainly just like a lot of I don't know. It wasn't most of the actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I guess inspiration comes from a breakup that I had, or not even like a breakup at the time, but just a relationship that I was in. Literally every song is themed around that, and like in a little way, like if it's not like a whole theme, there's a lyric. Every time I mention a girl in a song, it's definitely about this particular person, and most people, if you know me, you know who that is. So it's like
All right.
probably from that person.
All right. And what was your favorite song to make for the record?
My favorite song to make was probably, oh, God. Um, I had a really good time making Pills because I rewrote it like 4 or 5 times. I had piano a lot than what it ended up being.
Oh,
I might do something.
wait, what was that? You broke up for a second. What was that?
Oh, I had a piano cover of it, like what Pills was originally going to be. And I might do something with that someday, but it was really, really different than the final cut of it. And I just
Oh,
rewrote the song so many times that I think it like the meaning of it changed for me a lot throughout the process of writing it.
all right, bet,
So
yeah.
I think like when I finally stuck on it, I was really happy with like what came out of it. But also I feel like I hadn't touched on everything fully, but I was like kind of fine with it being incomplete
All right.
almost.
That's personally one of my favorite songs on your album.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's really underrated.
And okay, what do you wish you could have done differently with your project?
Um, if I had more time, I always talked about making it more than 8 songs. I was like, if it doesn't feel done at 8 songs, then it doesn't feel done, and I'll extend the deadline. I feel like I said what I had to say in the 8 songs, so I was like, okay, cool.
Damn it,
I
that's
don't
one of
think I
those.
would have released Yes as a single. I think I would have kept it for the album,
Mhm.
so, so people could be more hyped about it then. But yeah, I think that would be like the main thing I would have changed. What I would have kept Yes out of being a single. I think 2 singles was enough for an 8 song album.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely when you get into that, like like the Kanye type albums where it's like seven
Hmm.
songs, it's like definitely one or two just off of the whole project
Yeah.
is enough. Because once you
Hmm.
give three, you basically give like half of it away already, and
Hmm.
it's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That's
did I? Okay. What was the hardest song to write?
Oh, the hardest song to write, Pills one because I rewrote it so many times,
Mm.
but also Heaven was really tough to write because we fumbled. Or you remember
Yeah,
we fumbled with the beat a lot. It
yeah,
like changed, and then like it was like 3 weeks before the album was supposed to come out, and we were like,
yeah. That
this beat.
stressed me out.
We were like, this beat doesn't work. We can't like write to
Yeah,
it. But Heaven because like it's such a hype song, but the lyrics are really personal to
yeah,
both of us. I think
yeah,
like they're both about like questioning whether or not you're even going to get into this so-called heaven that we're like told is like where we're destined to go since we're young.
right.
And I think it was just like really stressful, like me being like, oh, I might have people from my church listen to this and be like, oh, Dylan or whatever. But I
Yeah,
was just like, I know some people like will be listening, and like
yeah. I
if
mean,
there's
and it,
God, then he's listening to it probably.
yeah,
So
and like I know this is like your interview and stuff, but like personally with my verse on your song,
Mm-hmm.
Since I am religious, but I'm not like religious. I deal with like my parents being like, oh, like read the Bible, do this, do that, and I go to like one of those like newer Christian like
Mm-hmm.
churches where they like wear skinny jeans and sing contemporary Christian music.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, and I try to my best to act like myself. It's like, yeah, I believe in God and all this and all that, but like, I don't want to be as extra as you guys. It's like,
Right.
I'm like, y'all can do you, but it's interesting seeing like kids my age outside of church, and then
Yeah.
because they don't act the same way. It's weird.
The original like theme where I first came up with the name "Heaven is a House Party" was Sam Foat said it to me in a dream.
Bro, I was gonna ask that question.
Are you gonna ask that question? Okay, we can come back to it then.
All right, we can go back to it. Well, you already answered this before. I said, do you think 8 tracks was enough for the album?
8 tracks. Yeah, I think it was enough. I think for me being where I was at musically and stuff, it was like pretty fine. I think that I don't think I'll do it again. I think that I'd keep it as either like 5 songs as an EP or at least 10 or over for an album if I wanted to make an album again. But I think for my first project, it had to be smaller.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't want it to be an EP because I was like, I don't know. I didn't think people took EPs seriously enough. Like I was like,
with EPs, you really have to do more because EPs are like, this is what I can do, and then albums.
Yeah, like this is like a little.
Yeah.
And they were all themed together so perfectly. I was like, an EP kind of doesn't seem like that to me. An EP kind of is like a bunch of songs that I've been working on periodically throughout the course of a couple months. And this was like, they're all themed, like they're all together a little bit. So.
Right. All right. And who are your biggest inspirations when making like artists? Who are like the biggest inspirations when making the album?
I think definitely. I was listening to a lot of Quinn. XC, I don't know
Quinn.
His name. I was listening to a lot of Quinn. I was listening to a lot of Jeremy Zucker, and I was really like vibing with everything he was doing. That's why there's a lot of like Drunk was very inspired by that, and then like artists like that I feel like people they have like a lot of recognition, I guess, but like no like crazy like Loshim artists. Like if you would have asked me that like right now, like the stuff that I'm making right now is a lot different from I was making like pop music. Like Heaven is a pop album essentially.
Yeah.
And more like so what I'm making right now after Heaven is very indie. I'm listening to a lot of like the 1975 for inspiration, a lot of Hippocampus for inspiration, and like old bands like Tame Impala and Joy Division and stuff like that. But back then it was literally like I wanted to make an album that people could like have fun to this, dance to this, sing to this in the car, that kind of thing. Even if it's not like my main goal, like with making music. At the end of the day, if I do want to make more alternative stuff, then I'll get to that when I have the tools to get to that.
What's up?
Which was my mindset back then. So now that I do more so have those tools, that's what I'm doing. So.
Right. And what can we expect from you, like in 2019? Like, what are you working on?
Well, I just dropped a single Sunday, which people really seem to like.
It's good, man. It's fire.
It's good. I mean, I like it a lot. My friends would text me. They're like, "Dude, this is the best song you've ever made," and it was like weird because it was like I'd used some beats that weren't mine. I had a bunch of people make beats for me, pretty much because I wasn't a producer at all by any means, and now I've like got my guitar and I've just been able to produce by myself. So I definitely think the tracks are going to take longer to make than they have in the past. Like I can't bump out a track in a day or 2 days anymore. I've been working on one track for like 2 weeks now, and that is the first time that's ever happened really, where I've like focused on one singular track. So I don't know if any big projects are going to come out. Maybe later in the year, I'm thinking another album or an EP or something. Definitely I want to have something come out in the spring because there's a lot of like I'm saying, I make songs for an album. Like I don't really like to make singles. I like to make a whole like thing, like a project.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I just feel like people can understand that better. And like I'm making it like the track that I'm working on right now definitely is like not a single. It's definitely like an end of an end of an album song, like something to finish an album on.
All right. Okay. Cool.
So it's like Sunday was the closest thing that I had to a single that I was working on. And I was like, I want to put something out I wanted to put something out in January that's like newer because I also wanted to kind of keep because I'm not that well known yet. I have to try to put stuff out as often as I can to keep getting that recognition and keep building it up. But as far as 2019 goes, music whenever it's ready, not when people want it, whenever I'm ready to put it out.
Yeah.
More videos and stuff like this. I want to make music videos and stuff.
For sure.
Maybe for old songs, maybe for songs that I won't even release, but we'll make a song and want to make a video for it. Just learning. It's going to be a big learning year, but I want to start playing some live shows. I've got some friends helping me out with that. And then, later 2019, like after I graduate and I move and stuff to wherever I end up going, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I have no predictions. But
hey, man, you just got at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you, regardless of what like anyone's gonna say. And I'm glad that when we talked earlier today, that your family's just like they're with you and they're like helping you, and that's something I wouldn't even dare tell my parents. Like that's something I would do, like go to college and drop out like 3 months later.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. They've always, I mean, like my mom was like used to tell me, she's like one way or another, like freshman and sophomore year when I was like, I think I might want to do theater back when like that was the goal.
Right.
She was like, I mean, either way, whatever you choose to do, we know that you'll be performing because we feel like, my mom would always says, God put you on this earth to perform. And I'm always
your
like,
mom's a G. She knows everything. She
True.
Oh my God.
She do, bro. But yeah, man, that's 2019. 2019's a big question mark for me right now, but there's going to be some good stuff, and I hope it just keeps climbing.
That's what's up. Well, everybody, this was Dylan Hallcraft, man. Heaven is a House Party on Spotify. Is it on SoundCloud?
The links will be in the description.
Is it on SoundCloud?
It's not on SoundCloud.
It's not on SoundCloud, so Spotify, Apple Music, run it up. Run it up. That's all we do.
I feel like I've betrayed SoundCloud because I haven't put the album on it yet, but
I'm not doing gang signs. I don't know gang signs.
I haven't forgotten about you, SoundCloud. I'll put stuff up on you for sure.
Bro, it's definitely Spotify, Apple Music first. SoundCloud like a couple months later.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
This is how it is now, man. You gotta put out good stuff. All right, bro. I'll catch you.
All right. See you, man.